All right, so you guys were loving the Lulu Express print-on-demand demo that I did. So in this video, I'm gonna show you another print-on-demand platform you can use in order to list your book for sale on your own website and fulfill it through another POD service without using Amazon KDP. Now, if you haven't watched that video on Lulu Express, I highly recommend that you watch it because Lulu is one of my favorite book printing platforms. But in this video, I'm gonna show you a different option, and that is press.barnesandnoble.com. So step number one is to obviously write your book and self-publish it on the press.barnesandnoble.com platform. Press.barnesandnoble.com does not give you templates like Lulu Express does, but what I found is that I can pretty much use the same templates from KDP on press.barnesandnoble.com. So of course, write your book. Can't get around this. If you don't know how to write a book, get into the Godlywood Girl faith-based author school. I show you how to do it step by step. Go to christianauthorschool.com. Once your book is written, now download the template that you want to print your book in, the size that you want, and then copy and paste your book into that template. Then you go to press.barnesandnoble.com, create your account, and upload that book. This is press.barnesandnoble.com. You can just go to press.barnesandnoble.com and it'll take you right here. And I want to point something out because one of my students got a little bit confused by this. I am not talking about going through the author self-publishing services. That's where you pay third-party vendors for them to self-publish your book for you, and you do not need that. With all due respect to those people who are making their coins that way, this is a very simple process. You don't need that. Okay, so you're just gonna go over here to sign in or click get started, and you're going to set up your account. Just follow the directions. It is a lot of info that they ask for. It's way more than Lulu, so it does take a little longer to get set up, but as long as you have your bank account information where you want to get paid, your identification number, so either your social security number or your EIN number if you are a business, then it's a little faster. But if you have to get those things set up, then obviously it takes a little bit of time. But once you are all set up, you're going to format your book interior and exterior files. Now the interior is going to come first, and then Barnes & Noble Press will give you the exterior file, okay? So we have to worry about the interior first. KDP actually has templates that match Barnes & Noble Press, which is why I'm suspicious that they print from the same place. But if you go to kdp.amazon.com's help desk and you type in templates, you'll be taken to this webpage. This is right on the Kindle Direct Publishing help desk. And you don't have to be logged in for this. And so you'll scroll down to where it says choose a template. I love the templates with the sample content because then you can just copy and paste right into it, but you can just download the blank templates too. You can do both, honestly. You're gonna unzip that file and you're gonna choose English or whatever country you're in, whatever language you're in, and then you're gonna choose your print size. Barnes & Noble Press has very similar print sizes. If you scroll all the way down and you click print book, you'll see here, so let's say my book is 200 pages. You'll see here that these print sizes very closely match the print sizes in kdp.amazon.com. Let me show you that folder. So I unzip that folder and you'll see this is the 5.5 by 8.5, 5 by 8 file. This one is the 5.5 by 8.5. This is the 5.06 by 7.81. This is the 5.25 by 8. You see here, these sizes very closely match. Very, very, very closely match. Now, I will tell you my favorite for my fiction novels is 5.25 by 8. But I've seen authors print 5.5 by 8.25, 5.5 by 8.5, 5.83 by 8.27, 6 by 9. I've seen authors print 5.06 by 7.81. So just honestly, start with 5.25 by 8 if you're fiction, and start with 6 by 9 if you're nonfiction, and see how you like it, because you can always do this in multiple ways, multiple samples, and get exactly what you want. But if you're doing the 5.25 by 8, then in that zipped folder that you downloaded from Amazon, from KDP, you would get this file, double click it, and then you would paste your book into this file. So this, you can see why I like it with the sample content, right? You can just copy and paste right in there. And you don't really have to do too much after that, and it's perfectly formatted. If you want to do it from scratch though, you can. I do it from scratch now, but when I started, I used this sample template one. So this is my Barnes & Noble Press account, and you can see I print a ton of my books through here. I love Barnes & Noble Press. Like, they really are legit. They really are legit. I really love the quality, and I really do believe these are the same KDP print books, but I'm not positive. So anyway, once you have your interior file done, do File Save as PDF, And then you'll go into your press.barnesandnoble.com account and click create new book, select print, click next, put in your book title, the novel, and I'll just put here sample just so I remember to delete this. I'll click next, then put keep it personal. If you put sell your book, they're going to list your book for sale on Barnes & Noble Press or barnesandnoble.com. You don't want that. You want to only have this on your own website so you can keep all your money. So click keep it personal, click next. Then you'll put in your page count. So when you did file save as PDF, that told you how many pages you have. Mine is 200 something and change. Then put the file size. So mine is 5.25 by 8. I recommend you do black and white because standard color is going to cost way too much money. It's going to eat into your profit margins. And I recommend paperback. That's the only thing they have for the size anyway. But paperback, again, is going to be much more cost friendly. Hardcover with dust jacket is beautiful. I ain't gonna lie to you. It prints beautiful because I have those too, but it really eats into your profit margin. I love a matte finish on a fiction novel. I've seen that a lot with other fiction authors, but you can do gloss. There's no wrong way to do this. I love Groundwood 45 pound, but again, there's no wrong way to do this. Then you're gonna scroll down and click save and continue. It's telling you your formatting guide. But again, you can just get those templates from KDP. It's the same templates. And so once you have that PDF, you did the file save as PDF, skip to upload your file, and then click here, and you're going to upload that file. So now it's going to upload, it's going to convert it. So once it's uploaded, it'll tell you to review your interior file. You should have formatted it with the correct template, so it should fit perfectly. So if I scroll down, I'll see that, okay, cool, my book fits pretty perfectly here. That's awesome. If you did not use their template, you make sure you use their template, okay? Well, the KDP template, I should say. And then I'll say that I reviewed, click save and continue. And then it says, how do you want to upload your cover file? I recommend you upload the full cover file and then click save and continue because press.barnesandnoble.com is going to give you the template. It's awesome. They're going to give you the template. If you go to right over here, it says for more details, download our formatting guide or a quick guide. It says if you need a template, download our cover template, click this. They're going to give you this. You don't have to go and make this anymore. Back in the day when I started in 2009, I had to make this from scratch in Photoshop. You don't have to do that anymore. You're going to click here, click cover template, and it's going to give you the exact file size for your book. You're going to unzip that folder, which means you're going to double click the folder that they gave you to download. And when you open the folder, you'll see this file for the back, this file for the front, but this is the one that you want to pull into Canva. This is the one you want to pull into Canva. So go ahead and log into Canva. In Canva, click here where it says upload, click upload files, and you're going to upload that full cover template, not the front, not the back, but the full cover template that B&N just gave you. Once you have it open on your screen, design your cover. So this is the front cover, this is the back, and this is the spine. This is my template. This is my full cover based on that template. Notice I deleted those file guides. If you leave the file guides in there, it will print with the file guides. So I'm going to rename this Genesis Kyrie, full cover, Barnes & Noble Press, because I use a lot of them. So I like to name it by the version and by the vendor I'm using. And when I'm all done with that, you go to share, download, change this to PDF, print, flatten that PDF. And if you have Canva Pro, change this to CMYK. I'm currently on my free account, so I don't have it. So I'll keep it RGB. But if you have CMYK, that option, do that one because that's best for professional printing, and then click download. Now you go back into press.barnesandnoble.com, go ahead and click skip to upload your file. Then right here, this blue button, select from my computer, click there and upload your full cover. Once it's finished rendering, it's going to take you to review your cover file. So just scroll down, make sure everything fits. The way that it looks here is how it's going to print. So on this side, I would, if I were going to redesign this or if I were going to actually print this, oh no, actually it's perfect. I was going to say I would put it a little closer, but if you look at the blue lines, it's actually perfect here. And it did print. I actually do have copies of this book. It printed beautifully. One of my favorite prints ever. So yeah, just make sure everything is sitting so none of your live text or live graphics should be outside that blue line. And this red line is their cut, like where they actually cut the paper. So just make sure that your coloring or your color of your front cover extends beyond that. And then the spine, this is where they fold for the spine. So just make sure everything's sitting correctly because how this looks is how it will print. When you're done, Go ahead and let them know you reviewed and you submitted your consent and click Save and Continue. Now it's going to ask you to review your book summary. So just scroll down, make sure you like everything. Yeah, 708, that's correct. And then you're going to click Submit for approval. Now I'm not going to submit this because I already have this for sale, but you're going to click Submit for approval. And usually they get back to you within 3 business days. For me, they usually get back within 3 hours. It's pretty quick, but I think they have up to 3 business days if I remember correctly. So you'll click Submit for approval, and then basically their printers are going to review it and make sure everything sits correctly on the page and then let you order the print. So if you go back to your home screen, go to Projects, All Projects, you'll scroll to your book. So this is the one I was just doing here. It's just a sample. I'm going to delete that, but this is the actual one that I use. So you see how it says ready to order. That means that they approved it. So now all I have to do is click buy and then order a copy for yourself. Make sure you like how it looks, how it feels. Make sure you like if you did ground wood, make sure you like that paper. If you want to switch to the cream or the white, make sure if you did a matte finish, make sure you like that. If you want to try gloss, if you don't want to try a different size even, order the copy first before you start selling it print on demand, just to make sure it represents you and your brand, because you have one chance to make a first impression. So you'll be able to buy it right here. Now, again, you can only really do this if you have written a book that is a clear solution to a clear problem. So if you don't know how to do that, get into the Godlywood Girl Faith-Based Author School. I show you how to write and self-publish multiple types of faith-based books, including nonfiction, daily devotionals, Bible study guides, prayer journals, and more. So to get started, go to christianauthourschool.com, fill out the application form so you can get started writing your book as soon as possible. Step number 2, list that book for sale on your own website at least 3 times the amount of money that press.barnesandnoble.com will charge you to print and ship that book. This is so huge. This is so huge. This is how we're going to be profitable. Whatever you are paying, the cost of goods sold is what they call it in accounting. Whatever you are paying for that inventory to be printed and shipped to the customer, you need to charge at least 3 times that amount revenue just to keep 2/3 of the sale. This is called your profit margin. And as authors, nobody teaches us about this, right? We ain't never learned about profit margins. We learn how to write, we learn about story structure, we learn about copy editing, but nobody teaches us profit margin. And that is single-handedly the most important thing you're gonna need in order for you to be able to have a sustainable, profitable book business. You gotta have some healthy profit margins. Now, we all know Amazon.com takes about 50% of every sale that you make, which leaves you a 50% profit margin. And they take the cost of goods sold. They also charge you the cost of printing and shipping the book. Like, they take so much money. But with press.barnesandnoble.com, all you pay is the cost of printing and shipping the book. You do not have to give Barnes & Noble 50% of your book sales. Thank you, Barnes & Noble Press. Thank you. If you don't know how to build a website, let me show you how to do it very, very quickly using AI. Just keep in mind, list that book for sale at least 3 times the price that press.barnesandnoble.com is charging you to print and ship to your customer. I really want you to build your own website quickly. So I am so excited to announce that today's video is sponsored by Hostiner.com. Hostiner is an AI website builder where you can build your own website in literally minutes using their AI. It's all through AI. It's amazing. I recommend that you get started with the business plan because you can create up to 50 websites on one plan. You can sell up to 1,000 products on one plan. So if you write a lot of books like I do, you can have them all listed for sale there. You get 5 mailboxes per website free for 1 year and a free domain for 1 year. And one of the things I want you to pay attention to, 0% transaction fees. You know how KDP takes 50%? Yeah, no, 0%. So go ahead and select the growth plan, click choose plan. And anything you do that is 12 months or more, you'll notice that you get that free domain. And then guess what? If you click here, have a coupon code, type in Godlywood Girl, click apply, and you got 10% off your entire hosting plan. So for a year, you get a year's worth of hosting for this. It's amazing. So go ahead and click continue. Once you fill out the information, you'll end up on this page, and just tell the hosting or AI what you want. So I want a 1-page website where I can sell my Christian romance novel, Genesis Kyrie, a print-on-demand romance novel. And go ahead and click the arrow upwards, and your website is going to be built quite quickly. Look at this. It built me a website. You see that? that quickly. The AI will just do it for you. You really don't have to take long to do this stuff anymore because thank God we have AI. So I'm going to click over here, click continue. And the first thing you want to do is add your product. So I'll click here, add products. This is a print on demand product. So I'll click physical product. And then upload the front page of your book because Hostiner has a product description AI. It'll generate it for you. So I'll click here, grab my front cover, click open, and now it wrote my product description based off of that front cover. Now, when it comes down here to price, remember, I want you to charge 3 times the cost of printing and shipping the book. So estimate Barnes & Noble Press is going to charge you about $5 for printing and shipping. So that's 7 plus 5. That's $12. So I want to charge at least $36 for this book. If you're thinking to yourself, what on earth? How am I going to sell a book for $36? You're going to bundle it, my love. You're going to bundle it. That's what I do with all my books. So I'll actually do $37 because that's usually what I sell for. And what I do is I just bundle my books. So I'll say what you're going to get. You're going to get Genesis Kyrie, the novel, printed and shipped to your house. Genesis Kyrie, the Bible study guide companion, emailed to you within 24 hours after purchase. So I'll manually email those. Genesis Kyrie, the daily devotional companion. Genesis Kyrie, the prayer journal companion. Genesis Kyrie, the printable coloring book companion. And how to start a t-shirt business print on demand 30-minute masterclass. So Genesis Kyrie in the novel starts a print on demand t-shirt business. And so I can literally record myself starting a print on demand t-shirt business to show readers how to do the exact same thing once they read Genesis do it inside of the novel. This is a massive bundle. That's a massive bundle. And so now it's not you're getting a novel for $37. No, you're getting a whole bundle for $37. So I'll put Genesis Kyrie, the bundle. And now I'm going to charge $37 for that. So when somebody purchases from me, I am keeping 2/3 of that sale. I'm going to pay Barnes & Noble Press $12, but I'm going to keep $25. Isn't that insane? You could never do that in KDP. On KDP, you would pay the $12 and then give 50% of that $25 to KDP. It's crazy. So then scroll down. If you have other products, keep this on, but I don't, and then click save. Now you're taken to the back end of your product manager. So I'm just going to delete all these extra products here because the AI just gave that to you just as an example. And now you should only have your products. Then scroll up and click edit website up here. Now you're going to make your website exactly what you want because hosting is what you see is what you get. So you click and edit, click and edit, click and edit. For example, right over here, I'll say it's time to read Christian romance, right? Something like that. And then on the left here, I can go to styles, I can go to fonts, and I can change my font so Poppins matches my novel. So I'll change that, click reset, and look, it changed that. I can also change my logo, and I can change the color of this and make it match my brand. So if I click edit section, section color, pick a color, I can just select the front cover of my romance novel, and you'll see that is now the beautiful color. Here, I like to do videos a lot of times. So I'll click here, edit section, video, replace video, and I'll say woman and man in love because it's Christian romance. This is so cute. So I'm going to select this one. That is so cute. I like to take the opacity down, so I will. And I can just get rid of this image, click delete. You see what I mean? Hosting is what you see is what you get. I'm going to change this height so it's up like this. I'm going to make this full. Oh, Genesis Kyrie awaits. I love that. Make that full screen. Make that centered. And this buy now button, I'll just click delete this and I'll put this buy now here and I'll click edit button, change this to page and select your book. Awesome. Something else I like to do just for branding, I'll click the text, click edit text, and I like to add a background to it that's usually the same branded color. So pick a color, this one. I might bold this. Pretty. Beautiful. Okay, so I'll scroll down. Oh, something else I like to do. Click add a section and then click online store, single product. I like to have my novel like right above the fold, so somebody can see it as soon as they get to the screen. So I actually move this up a little bit so that this goes up. Above the fold just means you don't have to scroll to see it. Beautiful. Okay, And then this button, just for branding, I'll click edit section, button, fill color, and do that same blue. Gorgeous. I don't need this section, so I'll click in, I'll click delete. I don't need this section because I only have one book so far, so I'll click delete. Join our star. I do recommend that you always have an opt-in box just for your branding. So I'll click edit section, section color. I'll make that our blue. And I'll just change all this to white. And then I might make this footer pink as well because it's actually very pretty. I'll click in the footer, click edit section. Ooh, I love neon colors. And then again, hosting is what you see is what you get. So you just click and edit, click and edit. So I'll just change the date. Always keep your opt-in buttons, but I'll just change this color of this button again. Stunning. Oh, that's so beautiful. And when you are all done, sorry, one more thing. I'm going to change this button to that pink as well because it's just so cute. Style, fill color, pink, text color, white. I love this pink. Let me just get rid of this. And so these are all now little tweaks I'm making that really don't need to be made. But I really like the way this came out. So make this bigger, make our buy button a little bigger. Move this section height up a little bit. So pretty. Because Genesis and Aiden do get married at the end. All right, so once I am done, now I can go ahead and click save, click preview, and we have a website that just took us a couple of minutes. It's perfectly branded for my novel. I'm going to send people here through my marketing. And all somebody has to do is click buy now, takes them to the shop page. They can click add to bag, and then they can check out and purchase. That is how you can very quickly build a website. Let the AI do it for you, my love. Let the AI do it for you. So to get started, go to hostinger.com/godlywoodgirl. Use discount code godlywoodgirl at checkout to get 10% off your entire hosting plan. And finally, step number 3, do your marketing. Step number 3 is to do your marketing. This is how you can stop giving 65%, 50%, 70% of your money to Amazon KDP. You do your marketing that you would have done anyway, and instead of having them go to Amazon.com to purchase your book, you send them to your website to purchase your book. Now on my channel, I have taught live stream marketing, podcast marketing, YouTube marketing, Instagram marketing, blog marketing, Pinterest marketing. I've taught you a lot of different types of marketing, okay? So just pick one strategy and go with it. At this point, all of them work. So let me know if there are other platforms you'd like to learn. Like I don't think I've done a training on TikTok marketing at this point. So we should probably do a TikTok one. But just choose your marketing strategy and promote your book. Always send them to purchase on your own website and not through Amazon.com. And now when somebody purchases on your website, you log into press.barnesandnoble.com, you order that author copy printed and shipped directly to your customer. This is how you're able to keep all of your book royalties and only pay the cost of printing and shipping that book so you can become profitable as an author. A lot of times under my YouTube videos, a lot of people ask if I'm not on Amazon, then how will people find my website? And the answer is marketing. So I want to show you how you can very quickly create marketing content to promote your website. So I'm going to show you Instagram Reel. So on canva.com/templates, just type in Instagram Reel. Choose any one of these. So I'm on the free plan, so I have to choose one that doesn't have the little crown on it. So I'll choose this one, customize this template. And now you're going to customize this for your book. So I'll put shop now. For here, I'll put Godlywood Girl, and I'll put Genesis Kyrie. The novel is friendship more important than love. And back here, I'm going to choose a video that matches the elements of my novel. So I'll go to videos and I'll search man and woman and find something that matches your brand. So this one is perfect. I'll just put that video there. Let me scroll through. Oh, they do a little kissy kissy. That's cute. I do like to make this black and white. So I'll click edit, adjust, take out the saturation. I'll increase the contrast, make it a little darker. And then I will just put my novel cover on here. And I want my call to action to be very clear. Shop now at godlywoodgirl.shop. And now all I would do is post this on Instagram with trendy music in the background. That's it. That's content. That's content, literally. Let me see if I can play this for you. So I would just post this on Instagram with trendy music. My caption would say, if you want a beautiful novel of friendship and romance, then read Genesis Kyrie, the novel, and, shop now at godlywoodgirl.shop. Your clear call to action. Now, when somebody goes to your website and they purchase, you're going to find the purchase if you click store. Over here, orders or customers. So you're going to get their physical address, right? And you charge 3 times the amount. So now when you log back into press.barnesandnoble.com, you're going to go to your book, click buy. Then you're going to view your shopping cart. You'll click continue. You're going to put in the customer's information for delivery. The customer's information for delivery is what you're going to put. And then when you scroll down, you'll put in your business information, your business credit card here. Hopefully you have a business credit card so you get points. And you're going to pay on your card, but ship it to the customer. Now here's what's going to happen. Barnes & Noble Press is going to charge me about $12 for this transaction. Posting her through Stripe is going to deposit $35 into my account. So I paid $12 to make $35. You see how that profit comes up? And it's so much more than you would have made on KDP. Now, if you don't know how to write a book that is a clear solution to a clear problem, make sure you come join the Godlywood Girl Faith-Based Author School. I show you how to write and self-publish your own book step by step. Let me give you a little sneak peek. Hey, it's your girl, Steph Rodnez. And if you've been struggling to move forward on your journey as a faith-based author, I've created a brand new community called the Godlywood Girl Faith-Based Author School, just for women like you who want to move forward in your purpose as a woman of Christ, writing books. The school includes the Author Toolkit, which has 10 tutorials for 10 different types of Christian books you can write, including nonfiction books, daily devotionals, prayer journals, ebooks. There's a lot in there. You'll get access to the Godlywood Girl Book Funnel Toolkit, which shows you how to take your book, bundle it up, and put it into a sales funnel, including a lead magnet funnel, a tripwire funnel, and my very favorite, a webinar funnel. You'll get access to the book promotion toolkit, which shows you how to create a marketing plan to promote your funnel, because in order for people to buy our books, right, we have to tell them about it. And that's what the marketing toolkit shows you how to do. Plus, you'll get access to a community of other women who are writing faith-based books just like you are. Sis, you do not have to do this alone. Come join the brand new Godlywood Girl Faith-Based Author School so you can get the tutorials you need, you can get the community you need, and most importantly, you can get the network that you need to step into your purpose as a faith-based author. I can't wait to see you there. Visit christianauthorschool.com to fill out the application form and apply today. In the meantime, don't forget to watch my free 3-day Start Your Book Business Challenge, where I'll show you how to get started with your book business online. Go to christianbusinesstoolkit.com. And don't forget to watch this video for even more resources to help you step into your purpose as an indie author. I can't wait to see you there.